Hey guys, welcome back to the International 3 group stage. My name's Purge,
I'm Luminous.
and we're gonna party, right?
Yep.
Watching LGD.int versus Tongfu on Game 2. Game 1, very convincing victory from LGD.int. If they can take a second game off of Tongfu, this could bring them back into it. They have a chance of getting top 4 if the stars align.
Yeah, the stars really have to align. Tongfu has to pretty much win all of their matches, or at least go 1-1 against IG. I mean, they have to go 1-1 against LGD.int. I'm not exactly sure whether LGD.int could go all the way here. Can they?
What if the top 3 teams get really win heavy, and the 4th gets a little iffy,
Okay,
similar?
that
It
could
could be a
work.
situation like that. I don't know exactly what the matches are like. If somebody wants to sit down and like theory craft it all, go for it. But
I mean, if you really want to know, you could just stay for the next couple of matches, and that when the results come in, you could get some teams mathematically impossible to qualify for the top 4, or they're mathematically impossible to drop down. For example, I think Alliance is mathematically impossible to not make it.
I would hope so. I mean, they haven't lost a single game yet.
Yeah.
They probably have at least what four to six games to play for the rest of the weekend. So I would assume that
something like
even
that.
if they lost all of those, they would still be sitting 10-6, which is an overall positive thing. So.
All right, let's actually look at this draft here. LGD International, Razor, Visage, and Gyrocopter. They loved the Razor, then they used it well last game, but was it the Razor that won the game? Or was it Clockwork? Was it a combination of Braxis, Nature's Prophet?
I think Razor gave them a strong carry that was pretty farm independent, and pretty good at pushing, but I don't think that was really why they won. But I think they still like the hero, obviously. They drafted him first. I'm not really sure where they're going to land him this time. Lately, it's been Pycat playing that, but now they have a Gyrocopter. So unless they end up with a support Gyrocopter, I guess this could be maybe a G Razor or a G Gyrocopter is my assumption.
I mean, they definitely could go on offensive trialing with it as well. So, G, maybe they haven't even selected their hero, so we'll have to wait and see. Tongfu, though.
I guess with the Darkseer, what they maybe planning to do is Gyro safe lane against Darkseer with an aggressive trialing on Razor, and then a mid hero.
I mean,
that would be my guess.
You're saying LGD.int's going to have aggressive?
Yeah, I guess you're right. It might be aggressive. It could be aggressive with Razor Pycat, and then a safe lane Gyro versus Darkseer, which is a pretty good matchup for
That makes
Gyrocopter,
sense. That
and
makes
then
sense.
You could do whatever mid hero you want. Could be Nyx, could be someone else.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the Tongfu lineup here. Is that I feel like they have to do well at least in 2 out of the 3 lanes. Outworld Destroyer or Devourer should give you a free lane win. Although there have been some talk of Razor actually beating LD, so maybe if we see that matchup, we'll understand it a little bit better. But I don't think Tongfu is a team that could take a beating in the laning stage and recover from it. We saw LGD just delivering like 7-0, 7-1 in that last early game, and they just never looked back. Tongfu never even had a close team fight afterwards, so they need to win the early laning stage. And so far, they have good laning heroes. Darkseer is good, OD is good. So they just have to construct a decent trial lane and put it in such a way that matches up well against LGD.int.
Can they do it at this point, though? I mean, just talking about the LGD.int lanes, it's not looking so good for Tongfu. They already have a Gyro versus Darkseer, which is a pretty good matchup, and they've been winning their aggressive tri lanes, or their tri lanes, that is.
Well, we're gonna see SD Kunkka, so I mean, there's a possibility that Kunkka is gonna be your solo mid, although with OD, you really never know. I'm personally not a big fan of Shadow Demon and Kunkka at the same lane. Obviously, we've seen it in the past where you disrupt and then you torrent. But you got to keep in mind that you're actually spending 2 spells to land 1 spell. So effectively, you're not dealing too much damage.
But it does turn disruption to a very slight damage spell. You have to take that into effect.
I mean, you also throw Soul Catcher on top. Yeah. There's also Tidebringer. I mean, it is a decent damage spell, but to me, it's not like your Burrow Strike into your LSA, that kind of thing.
What about, should you take into account the whale damage that comes out of it?
Oh, yeah. The whale hits like...
It's a ghost, but I mean...
I guess so. But really, SD... The other thing I dislike about the SD Kunkka initiation is that it gives the enemy team 2 seconds to react.
That's true. So, especially with Razor, because if he's not the one that gets disrupted, he can
he just walks in
and starts sapping.
And links you, and suddenly your trialing goes a little bit wonky. So I'm not a big fan of SD Kunkka, but we'll see if Tongfu could play it well enough to kind of get a couple kills in the lane.
So our banning is going to be an Enigma at this point. These are the last 2 bans, by the way. They're banning towards what they think the last hero will be. That would have made their lanes pretty okay, actually. They could do a defensive Kunkka Shadow Demon dual lane versus a tri lane. Darkseer maybe would have had some trouble, and OD generally will win a mid lane, but they're a little scared of them playing safe and grabbing an Enigma to take a farm and EXP advantage.
Yeah, I mean, if you give Enigma in this Tongfu lineup, it could be an insane wombo combo. I mean, can you keep in mind Vacuum, Torrent, Black Hole Bolt, and an OD ultimate? Like, the entire team would just melt. It doesn't matter if you're down, let's say 8 kills. You could just win that team fight 5-0 and come back. Meanwhile, Tongfu says, we want a team fight. Like, it won't surprise me at all if Tongfu just picks a very team fight heavy support. Jakiro, Lich, Lina would be okay. What's another really good team fight hero? I guess Venomancer counts. TIE Hunter, sure. Like, there are really good, a wide array of supports left for Tongfu, and we'll see exactly what they want to go for.
I think there's too many BKB heroes on LGD.int though. Gyrocopters those Razor in a lot of the other games.
Yeah.
Last game was an exception because LGD.int was so far ahead they just skipped BKB. But in every other Razor game I've seen thus far, it's always a phase drum into a BKB because they need the magic immunity. And it's going to be a Magnus pickup, so likely to be a mid Magnus out of G. And that's going to give them some really good team fight. If they can just land an RP, drop a call on that sounds really nasty.
Yeah. You got to keep in mind all these small spells like Plasma Field, Impale, things of that nature will follow through as well. Yeah, it's not looking too good out of Tongfu for the draft. They are very weak to BKB. That's a great point. And let's see if they do have some pick to answer that. They're looking for one more support, very likely.
And another, not even them being weak to BKB from a thing like TIE Hunter, but an OD countered by BKB,
yeah.
Kunkka countered by BKB, Darkseer countered by BKB. If they can just have a pretty okay early game, get their farm up, get BKBs on their core heroes, I think they're going to be able to wreck face in team fights.
Okay. I mean, Kunkka, once he gets BKB, somewhat immune. Well, never mind. They're static link. I just feel, and of course RP. I feel like Tongfu perhaps is getting somewhat outdrafted, especially during the mid game. They have to do really well on the lane stage, and that's been kind of the storyline. If you don't do well against LGD.int, it doesn't matter if you're the defending champ. It doesn't matter who you are. Short of Alliance, you just get wrecked. And people are getting wrecked right now by LGD.int.
Pretty good for them. Everybody was kind of counting them out.
LGD.int?
Ending up towards the bottom of the pack. They're sitting at 3-6 right now. If they win this, they'll go 4-6, which is going to equal Tongfu. And everybody, including myself, was singing Tongfu's praises yesterday. So that was before the Liquid game, but it is going to be a Lina. So this sets them up for an insanely good tri-lane. You can disrupt into either the Lina stun or the Torrent. Usually going to be the Torrent first, and then you can follow that up with a Lina stun and a Dragon Slave. So Lina's going to slightly make up for the fact that Shadow Demon has less damage because she has 2 nukes instead of just 1.
Yeah, the level 2 of this particular tri-lane, it looks absolutely scary. But at the same time, again, you have so much time to actually help or aid your ally or focus on the other support if that's what you want to go for. Disrupt to open things up means your Nyx Assassin or your Razor, whoever that didn't get disrupted, gets to walk in and, you know, start something. Tongfu, they really, really need to win this game to at least bring themselves back to the running for top 4. We have Tongfu Shansheng playing on the Lina. King J is going to be your offlane Darkseer. Might actually just start out on the jungle and start abandoning up top. Mu is going to be your solo mid Kunkka, seems like.
He's got the whales, guys. This is a sick set, I must say. This Kunkka looks really nice.
Yeah, what is
this
that?
on the shop? I need to buy
level
this.
Beer.
Damn, man. His beard?
Yeah.
It
is like a X My mustache right there.
That's pretty fancy. It's an Earnest Dew. Like,
the hell is it?
Oh my god, this is...
That's like so Brit.
This is so good. Okay, and you missed one player because we got fixated on facial hair.
Yeah, how? Playing OD.
Wait, what about Banana? Did you do Banana?
Alright, he's also on this team.
Okay, who cares? Just Team
Earnest
Beard.
Dew.
Team Beard, nothing else more important. For the Dire team, LGD.int currently up 1 game. G is going to be playing Razor on the mid lane or aggressive tri lane maybe, who knows. We've got 1437 on the Visage, Pycat playing the Gyrocopter, Misery is on the Nyx Assassin, and on the safe lane it's going to be Brax actually on the Magnus. So Brax is going to be on the safe lane, likely expecting a Darkseer. This is going to be kind of nice for him though, because he's going to get free farm because they're probably expecting the tri lane there, and it kind of looks like LGD.int is actually going to go aggressive.
Yeah, and actually with these lanes, it works out very well here for Tongfu. They should not show how right now, because the standard lane that you expect when you see a lineup like this, you expect SD, Lina, and Kunkka. And suddenly you have on the bot lane 2 people that could disrupt. That means you're generally not going to find any kills. Kunkka in a 1v1 matchup should do okay against Razor, although Razor should have the advantage there.
I don't know if G misses block here or not, but one of the creeps does get through. He picks up boots first, a little uncharacteristic from him. It's going to lack him in some last hitting power, and it's actually going to be dual lanes.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be the... I think we have seen Mouseport, like Mouseport about a year ago, when Sing Sing was on the team, ran a kind of lane like this all the time. Sometimes they ran it with SD Lesh in the mid lane, but SD Kunkka, a lot of zoning. Once they get TIE Hunter level 2, once you get the static, in fact, they're going to make right... I don't really think they're going to get the kill, but they're definitely going to do a ton of harass. That whale...
Look at that whale damage, man. And that's a salve. And that cost them 120 mana apiece, and that's it.
Yep.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad. Pretty good indeed. Back in the bot lane here, because they have ran a dual lane mid. How is this trialing faring here? They have Visage, Gyrocopter, and now a Misery Nyx Assassin. To be completely honest, if these two guys don't really overstep the boundary, they should be fine.
It's kind of a cute lane, though, I must say. I mean, it's basically another Shadow Demon Kunkka lane. They have got Astral. Once it's level 2, it's going to essentially be the same thing, and they can set it up with the Lena stun. Now, I don't really... I feel like maybe the lanes would be better the other way. I'm not quite sure. I guess they don't really need the ranged advantage on the mid lane, but Odie is going to have some trouble, and if he does get caught, all he can do is banish himself. Like, Lena can, I guess, stun a melee hero, but that's pretty much it.
I mean, if you have the Kunkka down here, then sometimes you'll push out the lane with Tidebringer. So... you generally want to stay close to the tower. I guess having 2 range hero against the more offensive trialing is a little bit better. But yeah, the mana burn is actually killing Hao right now. A single mana burn just zaps all of Hao's mana and does like a ton of damage to boot. So Tongfu is definitely not doing well in this bot lane. How about top here? King J's on that Darkseer, trying to get some pull action going on. And Brax should have this lane in their advantage, I think.
It's not... I kind of disagree. I think Darkseer has an advantage against Magnus. It kind of depends on a couple things. First of all, King J could be accelerating his gold gain a bit by doing things like cutting creeps and then going into neutrals, because that would give you your entire lane creep, and it would give you neutrals on top of that. Plus, it's really easy for a Darkseer to harass a Magnus, so it all kind of comes down to how fast he gets his Arcane Boots. If he gets his Arcane Boots and he can harass Darkseer down using Shockwaves while getting CS, then the lane's going to be okay. So
yeah,
it's mostly an even lane, and you can see kills go both ways. It really just depends. Brax's only way to kill is essentially me skewering into towers, so...
yeah, I wonder why he isn't actually making that creep skip, because you don't have an enemy jungler in the support or something, or enemy support in the jungle or something.
No one's
like
going to rotate, that's for sure.
So, I mean, that's basically for free. I guess he just wants to harass Brax a little bit, but at the same time, he's eating a little bit harass. He's not farming as well. Brax, you know, coming in, denying a couple of creeps as well, so.
And G has got a total of 5 last hits, 3 denies. He is almost dead again. He's actually going equivalent levels with this dual lane, which is not very good for him. And some splash damage from the Kunkka sword. And Shadow Demon picks up the regen. They'll shift back mid. And this is going to sacrifice G a lot, but is it going to be worth it is the question. I think their tri lane is definitely winning. Pycat picking up level 3. They're going to steal the pull here. It's going to be very nice for them. I like it that they did this. I think this might have been their pull on purpose.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Like, they pulled the radiant creeps on purpose. Hao was tanking the creep wave. When you make a pull like that, you could basically... and in fact, they're going to make another pull for it like that. You could just basically dive with the creep wave, with your own creep wave. Shanshun just doing a little bit of token harass. There's a sword ring being picked up on the Darkseer, and that should allow him to, I guess, shore up the lane until the Arcane Boots gets picked up.
So Odie can't cast a single spell. He's only got 400 HP. On the bright side, he does have 6 natural armor, but the dive will come soon, and this is why they're going to continue using their AoE. Pycat with 2 levels of flat cannon now.
This lane's out of regen. Like, Tongfu Hao, as well as Shanshun, they're completely out of regen. Like, they just have to back. And I think Hao's going to just space right now.
Oh, there's the skewer back into the tower for King J. He's going to take a bunch of tower damage. Brax won't be able to secure the kill here, but actually maybe he's going to be bottling up here. If he can land the shockwave, it's going to have to be a blind shockwave. He's going for King J. King J doesn't have any burst regen, and he's just going to teleport out. Regardless, no kill there. Brax didn't want to chance the mana for nothing.
He's still looking for him, but...
yeah, he really didn't want to get juked there, so... spends a little bit of time, but even still, that's a TV scroll that Darkseer uses to get out of the lane.
I mean, I would say that Brax would just basically won the lane, but Brax, despite forcing him back, he basically missed the entire creep waves, and then with the surge, you can see that King J's right back on the top lane, so it's actually okay, but the TV scroll cost is an issue. Hao is going to be TPing back as well. He buys Boots, he buys Tangle, that's a little bit of nice regen, but, I mean, he comes back with full mana, and Misery says yes. Mana burn time. In fact, maybe even kill. Impel's going to start up here. We have the Pycat damage, and Hao is just dropping so low. There's a soul assumption. They could go for a little bit more. They see Shanshun. Shanshun's going to be going down as well. Nice double kill on 1437. This lane is done.
Yeah, that was a really easy kill there. See, the problem was that he actually used the banish. Razor gets a kill on Kunkka. What is going on in the mid lane? He's only got 10 last hits, and now he picks up a kill.
What's going on with Tongfu?
Shadow Demon left the lane momentarily, and G takes a kill. I mean, what does Kunkka do? He has to land a torrent, and if G jukes the torrent, he has like plus 100 damage against the Kunkka.
I mean, he could just run straight back to the tower, right? He has boots.
Maybe. I mean, G almost died, but he was able to pick up the kill, and now he gets Bottle, he gets a full magic wand, and he fairies himself a salve. He's going to Bottle Crow this, and now he's got pretty much everything he needs for now, at least.
I'm completely surprised that our Kunkka has picked up a single level of X marks that spot. There's no heroes like, I guess, a Queen of Pain or a Puck or a Storm Spirit that you really need a gank. And you have Banana set up for you anyway. So you're going to actually disrupt Torrent, Soul Catcher on top, and he's even going to use the cleave off the creep. And can they get the kill? They do. Shanshun providing the very important Dragon Slave damage. Yeah. And that's a nice recovery kill.
Yeah, that actually did make a big difference. It would have been close if he didn't land the Dragon Slave. So they pick up the kill in the mid lane.
Yep.
I do agree with your X point though. I mean, they have not only a Shadow Demon, but they also have a Bane. Does he really need to grab the X? We'll see. It could be damage. It's torrent damage. It's splash damage.
How is like so dead right now?
We'll see. He's being chased by creeps. Will the stun land? It will land.
Yeah.
He's not able to get the Astral. He will Astral soon. There's the Astral. Pycat actually out of mana, so he won't be able to do another Rocket Barrage here. But a couple right clicks. It's going to be close. Great stun. How's low? 35 HP.
Flat Cannon. Could do it. He's got face boots.
Doesn't even matter.
And Shansheng's dead now.
This is, oh man, easy kill ever. Easiest kill ever, that is.
It does his soul assumption from afar and a couple more right clicks. Pycat's another double kill. Oh my god.
That's what happens when you have no boots against the phase boots.
Oh, there's a TP back. They're going to open up with the disruption. Hao's going to come back in. Man, these guys are fighting way too aggressively. In fact, Banana is going to go down for sure here. Misery tops off with a Spike Carapace. They don't have any mana. Soul Assumption is going to come through Torrent. Where is it? The Torrent's got to hit the X.
Great self.
Torrent. And they are going to get a kill. Yes, they are. Wow. Pycat's out of mana right now. There is no boat just yet. There's no more spells. It's actually leveling up that Torrent. He's just looking to fight very aggressively with it. He's just leaving the Torrent at level 1, just for the stun.
Leveling up the X, right?
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, 2 levels of X guarantees that you can do a combo, which is basically his plan. And we've seen other players do this in the mid roll. I mean, it doesn't basically means that Shadow Demon can be somewhere else and he can still kill somebody. G did get that kill on the mid lane, but he still only has what 19 last hits now. That's really not very many. So with just the bottle and the wand, he is going to be a bit susceptible to dying. And with the 2 levels of X now, he can either max out Torrent for more magic damage or the Tidebringer for more last hitting and stuff.
And again, the storyline has been for Razor that if you don't really have an explosive early game, you're not going to do much. And really 19 CS and a solo kill on Kunkka, that counts a little bit, but I really don't think that's enough. He's very susceptible to any type of gank because right now we do have Kunkka having at least access to the bolt. He doesn't have the mana for it right now. A little bit of D-ward action coming up. Spike Carapace is going to be used by Shang-Shang. Easiest LSA of his life. The Torrent's going to follow through. Another easy kill. Nicely done here by Tongfu, making some really good recovery. I don't think they're doing enough to recover from that horrible bot tri-lane start that they had. But, you know, any kill helps. Any kill helps.
Yeah, there's also Misery not paying too much attention there. He must have been looking somewhere else on the map. He placed the Observer Ward. The smoke got broken, and then he got initiated. And he also popped the Carapace right before the disruption. If he could have used that after the disruption, he would have had a much better chance.
X-Torrent, LSA, Dragon Slave, they got to get the kill. They do. Moose taking a ton of damage, and we're going to see a Soul Assumption. No. And 1437 just doesn't have the mana. This Kunkka has been really effective. 2-1 and 2 so far. Being involved in every single kill of their teams. So, impressive play.
And he is maxing out Torrent now. This also provides an extra slow duration after
that
the
2-2-2-1 build.
It's not a bad choice for Magic Burst. I mean, he doesn't have as much Tidebringer harass, but it's a dual lane, and he's already been mostly contesting the CS, so I think it works out nice.
Alright, so this is a lane that we haven't looked at it too much. On top, it's going to be 50-2 on your Darkseer and 47-13. So, I mean, Brax able to keep up in terms of CS. Definitely be able to keep up in terms of deny. And he was doing it all without a single point into his Empower. That's really impressive.
Little denying on the bot lane. Yeah, he's going to do some side camps as well. He's at 50 CS in 9 minutes is really solid. So, Brax can definitely be... He's very capable for the 1v1 positions. His EXP is a bit below what the Darkseer is working with, but I think he's just going to sit up here until he gets his Blink Dagger, honestly. Unless there's a major dive under tower. Maybe he could have TP'd the mid lane when they got dived, but...
1437 gets somewhat seen here by Shansho. I'm not sure if they're going to make the rotation. If you do make a wrap around for the Astro, keep in mind that every time you level up Astro once, it increases the amount of time spent within it. So if you're the Lina player, if you're the Kunkka player, got to be very careful in terms of when you cast your follow-up spell.
Yeah, you definitely need to communicate that. Initiation coming on 1437. Boat coming through as well. Kenji dodged the boat. The boat's not going to hit him. He's going to sap out 50 damage, but even still, big right clicks here. How? Oh, RP. Here comes RP coming in. Grabs 4 or 3. I don't care. There's a lot of heroes. Banana goes down. King J goes down, and Brax turns around big time. Another shockwave. Sancheng still doesn't have boots. Pop and salve, though, and one more hit for Brax is going to finish this off. Great stun from Misery as well, and that is going to clean up 5 heroes on Tongfu.
Brax wins Zelda.
That skewer. That was 4 heroes, right? Right? Is that a 4-man RP?
That was 3, I think. No, King J wasn't it. That was 4. And Pycat's going to just backdoor this particular tower. That is just a buttload of gold going towards LGD's way. I mean, to be completely honest, you got to expect that. If your Darkseer makes the rotation, you got to expect Brax to make the same rotation. I like the fact that they X-Torrent and bolted a support. I think after that, you just back out. I don't think you chase for a little bit more, but they went in for G. And I think that was really the overcommitment.
G looked really vulnerable to me, at least. I understand why they got a bit baited into it. All he has is treads at this point, so He did get blown up pretty hard by the magic damage, and they went for the vacuum combo, but that skewer was just absolutely perfect. Completely disjointed what Tongfu wanted to work with.
Boat mid lane. The cooldown of this spell is just so short, and look at these free pickoffs. I mean, sure, sometimes RP is going to get you, but when the RP is down, you're going to get everybody else back.
And they have to keep rinse repeating those kills. It's 350 damage for the Ghost Ship, costs 150 mana. They need to burst the supports. You have to think of it as an RP in a way. Use it for the stun and the disable and the solo kills.
But unlike the RP, it has only a 60-second cooldown, level 1. It gets a lot better when you level it up as well. I mean, earlier during the draft, we said that Tongfu, if they want to win this game, they have to play aggressive early. They have to take control of the early game. That RP team fight looked pretty bad, but if that didn't happen, right? The score would have been 8-3 right now. Their aggression is really well. Ooh, they are going to hit the impel on how. Nice defensive disrupt. Oh, no, the offensive disrupt. Got it. Where's the self-Astro? Oh, Shansha. The banana misclick? The disrupt definitely should have gone for on the OD.
Yeah,
and then OD should have self-disrupted again afterwards. I'm not sure what that was about.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of miscommunication. Maybe they didn't realize everybody was going to be there. It might have been panic. It could have been a lot of things. Not quite sure. But going to be popping some arcanes here. Misery's going to pick up full mana pool, and they will push the mid tower.
Kunkka is rotating in, but more importantly, we have Brax picking up his Blink Dagger, and he has RP backup. Didn't he just use it on the bot lane? Looks like a little bit of engagement in jungle here. Misery's going to get X-Torrented. He does have Spike Carapace. The boat's going to come flying out, and that boat's going to hit Misery. Going to go down.
Just not enough he can do about that. There is a team fight, though. Are we sapping some damage here? Razor is in position. Stuns way too early. Not enough communication going on, but the big ulti picks him off anyways. He dies immediately.
How to play Pro Lina. Miss LSA? Laguna play.
It's pretty good, guys.
Yeah.
And this is a Razor that is behind. He's got 5 deaths, 2 kills, 3 assists. He did pretty good considering the situation that he was put with.
He's looking for the Blink Skewer on Mu. Or the Blink RP. Oh, he gets detected now up the hill. Is he going to just still make that jump? Oh, sorry, you were talking about Razor being behind.
No, I was pretty much done. Razor sucks.
All right.
That's what I said.
Razor the hero sucks, or Razor the player playing Razor sucks?
What? No.
Okay.
The hero.
All right. Well,
I don't like him very much personally. He is useful at times. You can snowball with him, but
right now we do see Brax looking for the jump. There is glyph available. No, there isn't glyph available. And anybody that gets RP, that gets here, should just die immediately to the flat cannon, the empower flat cannon, as well as the call down. And I think Tongfu is smart to not defend it, at least not for now. Maybe with the Kunkka rolling in, but Kunkka's quite far away. Yeah, he's just in the base right now.
Wow, this OD is so underfarmed. He has Tranquil Boots and +4 to all stats, and that's all he's got. He does have an orb picked up, but he's going to be looking to like drain mana with his ulti. Not a whole lot else here.
That's actually pretty decent against the Razor, against that Magnus. Yeah, he's not your one row carry. And to be honest, when you get offensive trialing like that, you can't have that kind of start. But how well has Mu been playing? He's been involved in 9 out of the 10 kills, kind of just making things work everywhere he goes.
Yeah, the build was definitely worth it. I think that's pretty safe to say. I mean, it does limit your early burst damage. Like, he could have had 3 levels of Torrent or something like that rather than 2x in a Torrent, but he's been able to pick up kills on the support tiers, and he's considering going again. He's got Phase Boots. The Dire team is pinging this, though. I think they can see it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they gotta know that there's more than one hero behind OD. And similarly, Tongfu, they gotta be somewhat scared. They gotta keep track where Brax is on the map. Brax right now on the bot lane. So maybe he can make a dive, make a quick kill on G. But G does have an Invisor in his bottle, so there is some defense on him.
So any detection. There's a Sentry Ward in the middle of the lane. That could spot him.
Oh, Tongfu's looking for a smoke right now, so
wow.
SD's got a lead.
I think they're saying, okay, guys, we haven't killed the Gyrocopter yet. It's time.
They got to be careful to get that one kill, get it very clean, and get out.
River, is he going to show him? He is. There's Banana. He gets spotted because of Misery's position. They ping to the high ground as well. They know what just happened. Really good positioning there by LGD. Misery was positioned to cover them, and it worked out. That was all they needed. They just needed the vision, and then Misery or Pikeout's going to spot on the map. So.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Brax split pushing. That's going to force a TP. Although, when you force a TP, no.
Ooh, the whale.
Back out.
0 whale damage today, guys. So sorry.
What is Mu actually going for? He's got the drums picked up, which will help his mana pool quite a bit. Is he going for something like a Shadow Blade? Oh, back in the top lane here.
Ooh.
D-ward action. Get away from our ward.
Sentry fighting.
This Tentacle ward, man.
It's not strong enough. Oh, it is strong.
Yeah, it is strong. What are these wards that LGD are dropping? Man, there's so many wards these days that it's just hard to keep track.
I don't see any LGD wards right now.
Oh, the next time we see it.
Skyrest Sentinels, maybe? No, it's a Radiant one. We'll see later, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll buy at least one more ward this game. Probably.
Oh, there's one mid. There you go. That's what
Radiant.
I meant.
That's a Radiant ward.
But LGDs are using the same one.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused. So will they be able to take the mid tower? The game's pretty close right now. The gold graph is actually 2,000 gold difference, which is not that much. There's no towers missing for LGD, so that's pretty much one tower difference.
Ooh, they dropped the sentry. They should have seen G by dropping the sentry. Drum is finished on Mu. I mean, both teams really definitely trying to contest this mid lane right now. And when you have big AoE wombo combos, the game could go either way depending who wins those team fights. G sees King J. I don't think they can make a dive. In fact,
there's no way he'll kill this guy. He's got a mech.
I mean, they could gank that tower, right? Top. No, it's a 2 full HP.
He could prep like a missile or something. Oh, he's getting a spot, actually. He has to do this, actually. Lina gets caught. A little bit of damage. A lot of damage being taken, about 112. G just needs to survive this, and nope, it's not going to matter.
They drop everything for him. The wall.
Yeah.
The Laguna Blade. I'm not sure. G gotta knew he was running out in that Invis.
It was just really unlucky timing. He followed the Darkster, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, great, 2 supports. And he had to fight. It was run or fight. And running that close to those heroes was most likely not going to work.
Oh, X mid lane, Torn Bow, everything again. This guy is just dropping all of the spell. Misery's going to die. He's got the Coco Rum on him, so he could run. He doesn't care. Gotta go for that tower tonight. Hal's rotating back in.
Stun's going to land. Here comes the TPs, and that's going to be a deny. Actually, they banished Pycat. He might get caught here. Brax looking for the ulti. He's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Is he going to go in? He's not going to bother.
These spells are landing perfectly. It's actually very hard to time. Oh, tower! That looked close. Kunkka got the deny from the siege unit, but it's actually really hard to land a follow-up stun to that 4-second on the Astral Imprisonment.
Yeah.
Because generally you have a good notice of landing like 2-second ones with the SD and the Yule Scepter, for example, but you don't generally time 4-second ones.
Man, LGD had such a good start to this game, and now everything is just not going well. What is happening? A lot of over-aggression from a couple of heroes, some nice pickoffs and positioning for Tongfu, and most importantly,
Kunkka's happening. Again, 6, 2, and 5. Like, he is just everywhere. Misery getting caught. Like, it's hard to actually deal with this combo when he phase against you, and then the X right now is in the longest range. If he levels up a little bit more, yeah. But in between phase and the fact that you use fog effectively, I mean, man, I want to play just like this guy, Ernest Du.
There's a Skyward Sentinel. Yeah, there's really not that much they can do for it now. At least the support heroes. They can all die. Even when you block, like, it's pretty crazy, but he's using Spiked Carapace. Wait, doesn't Torrent do, like, multiple instances of damage?
Yeah, so
so Spiked Carapace doesn't even, like, cover him that much. What he should be saving his Spiked for is the bow.
The bow. But I'm not sure whether... I think you could actually react when after you get torrented.
Every time that he's been torrented, he's tried to move out of the boat range, and he hasn't made it. So he's misplaying. Well, I didn't think about this until later. I was like, oh yeah, block the torrent, but it does multiple instances, so it's really blocking a very small percentage of the torrent.
Well,
so he needs to save it.
How torrent damage works is that it divides the first... Okay, so let's say if the nuke does 300 damage, you take 150 of it immediately, and then the last 150 is divided into, like, I don't know, 10, 20, some X amount of instances. So you do block a decent amount, but it's nowhere near enough to actually survive.
Yeah, definitely needs to block that 300 at the end. And they're looking to initiate moves invisible on the high ground. He does have an invisible.
They see Razor.
GTP's in, almost looking for an X, pops the wand because he gets a little scared. I don't know if he actually spotted him or not. Tower range is awfully close, and there will be a dive very soon. There's the Shadow Poison coming through, trying to spot out some heroes. He's going to use the Plasma Field to kill some creeps. And here comes the X initiation. He has got to be scared. G says, oh man, this does not look good. Here's the nuke. They're not even going to burn. Oh, Lina ulti comes through. Brax going to do an RP on 2 heroes. He gets disrupted. Pretty good frame. Actually, Boat comes in. Great impale as well. How is low. Can they finish him off? Skewer comes through and secures the kill. Brax running for his life now. He's got a blink. King J, will he go down? The whale is not enough. And King J running, but I think he's going to go down. Actually, Surge in 1 second. And he doesn't pop his wand either. Everybody on Tongfu dies except for Banana. How did that go so wrong for them?
Oh my goodness. Banana, generally a great support player today, has been misfiring a lot of disruption. That is one of those heroes that you have to play on key, but he disrupted the Magnus after he RP'd.
Yeah.
You either drop it before he RP or you drop it on one of your allies to bring him out of harm's way, but the RP hit, Brass got disrupted, and then the cooldown went down. So everything just went wrong. We do see Kunkka trying his best to get a kind of one of the last ending kill. Whoa, that dog.
That was close.
Laguna Blade gets redirected back. And
I think if he wouldn't have hesitated there, he would have gotten the kill. He could have definitely dropped the ulti before the stun went off. There, picks up Misery, has to burn Hal's ulti, but I think Lina definitely could have killed him.
Oh, you mean on Brax earlier in the team
No,
fight?
Misery just now.
Okay.
He threw his ulti a second late. I didn't think he realized. He probably didn't
Oh.
expect it. Here's a screw back, puts two together actually. Shockwave on 3, great play from Brax. Can Pyke get it? The cooldown's gonna miss. One support's down, Banana is down. Will OD live? Unlikely here. BKB even popped by Pycat last second. That's gonna actually dodge some boat damage, and Moo needs to run for his life. He's quite slow.
Oh,
Will we see some blocking? Great play from Brax so far. He's slowing him down, doesn't care if he has boat buff, and Moo is gonna fall. Whale does nothing. And LGD gets all of their mojo back, and they are ready to take another tower.
That's like 2 5-man team wipes in a row.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you get like a Torrent Bow pick off like 5 times. A team wipe is going to get it right back. And I got to say, these disruption, these Astrals are just off the mark. Brax initiates and then gets disrupted. So
He didn't even have to use RP that fight, by the way. He didn't have it.
he didn't need it.
Skewered 3 together? Like, how often does that happen? That is such sick play from him.
I mean,
he hasn't even died yet. Like,
there's a lot of things being said about LGD International. I just think that Brax by far, no questions asked, is their best player. Like, just big plays
at
all the
least
time.
today. Absolutely.
No, every day. I mean, remember yesterday when...
Alright, Pycat's 10-1-7. I mean, Pycat's pretty sick as well.
I mean,
but-
Pycat just puts a call down, right? When you just drop a call
That's
down
so
flag
simple.
with Empower on top, right?
So simple, guys.
Just call down.
There's some decision-making going into this, regardless.
I
Brax
mean,
has
remember
been playing
yesterday,
really well,
Brax on the Bat Rider just
Yeah.
won the
He
entire
wrecked
game.
face. But you just got to Firefly and Blink and Flame Lasso, man. It's so easy.
Oh man, he was force staffing his life stealer to kill the moon. That was sick too.
That was also very sick.
But today, 3-man Skewers wins the 1v1 up top against King J, landing sick RPs. I mean, their team was just getting shredded apart by Moo, but now Brax bring their team back.
Yeah, he definitely is playing out of his mind today. Really good Nature's Prophet, really insane Magnus. So they take the Aegis. Gyro picks that up. They just got BKB. Kunkka, despite getting a bunch of kills early, is now sitting 6-4.
Yeah.
Not nearly as good as he was doing before. And look at his net worth. He spent all this time ganking, very little of it farming. So despite his really good early mid, he's got less farm than the Darkseer does. And look at this. Gyro's at double.
I mean, the sad thing is that Hao has less than everybody that's important on the team, right? So
Yeah.
he should have the most farm. He got a very tough lane. He never really made the recovery. I think the thing that we don't talk about too much is that how OD has, if he doesn't have a good early game, he just sucks mid because he has no flash farming spell. Very much similar to Razor. In fact, he's a lot worse than Razor in terms of flash farming. We don't talk about that point too much for an OD because OD generally have a good early game because he just wins his lane, but it's just trialing against him. And he had a very tough time.
First Magnus game in a tournament.
3-0-9.
Pretty good first game, guys.
3-0-9, yeah.
A lot of defensive positioning on Tongfu right now. Banana needs to be able to disrupt if possible. I love Earn Shadow Demon, by the way. So good. Especially with Soul Catcher, you actually get to boost that damage. And Pycat going for a really fast Butterfly, actually. Interesting choice. There's a lot of magic nukes on Tongfu. He can stop a lot of these with the BKB. But if he doesn't have to worry about OD damage, at least there's the RP, actually. He's going to screw him back. Oh, no! A little bit of misplay there. Call down is going to be completely whiffed, but it doesn't even matter. The banish comes, and there's the pickup. Magnus takes it, and going after some supports now.
Yeah, King J just have to run. Like, it's good early aggressive team fights, aggressive picks that Tongfu's got, but once the team fight broke out, they just didn't have anything. Blink? Oh my god.
What is going on here? Lina gets dropped as well. Brax 5-0-10. He just finished the BKB at 24 minutes here. Is his rampage going to end ever? Is this guy going to die?
I mean, the question is Tongfu dropping the 4 and 6? And I think he's in huge trouble. These TPs are coming out. Oh, he misses.
Here it comes through. Oh, he misses it, unfortunately. He's definitely not going to be able to stop Moo.
That was a close one.
That was really unfortunate. If he didn't miss Blink there, he definitely would have been able to disable him. I assume he would have pursued until he found him in there.
I mean, what does Tongfu do right now? We'll talk about that later as Misery in a little bit of trouble.
He looks so dead.
Yeah, he does.
The mana drain as well.
X-Torrents. Well, who got the kill? Shadow Demon did.
He actually had a lot of reliable gold there, so he only lost about 100. Not too bad. He didn't buy out, so.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what Tongfu do. I mean, they have decent AoE team fight, but at the same time, AoE team fight is only going to take you so far. The first of many BKB is already up. In fact, the second BKB is up already on Magnus. So these team fights are going to get weaker and weaker as Tongfu progresses into the deep late game. So they got to get some right click going. They have a 4-staff on Hao, and he's been holding onto that one for the longest time. He needs to pick up a BKB as well, or maybe Ghost Scepter, one or another.
Yeah, he really does need some survivability. Otherwise, the same thing's going to keep happening. I mean, their damage output is partially in Flat Cannon, of course, but A lot of it is also magic burst, so having a BKB would help a lot. One thing I'd like to point out that I just thought about now about Gyrocopter, some gyros really like going for an MKB after their Black King bar. In this case, Pycat picks up an Eagle Song, but one cool little mechanics interaction you guys might not think about is that any plus percentage damage is based on your base attribute, like your agility, as well as the starting damage. So by picking up a Butterfly,
make sure Empower.
You get an extra 15 damage from Empower once it's maxed out, which is something you would not get any bonus damage from an MKB. So they're actually going to be pretty comparable in terms of raw right-click power, but way more attack speed out of a Butterfly. So I really like this choice with Magnus on your team.
Yeah, it might seem like actually a small benefit, but it adds up quite a bit when you're flacking to 6-7 damage. It looks like BKB.
Whoops. All right, guys, Brax has officially made a mistake.
Nobody saw that.
He wanted to pop his Illusion Rune.
Didn't count.
Wrong button. What he probably did was when he bought his BKB, he put it on this hotkey that he really likes, and then he moved his bottle to a less important hotkey. And then since he's been pressing that button all game, he was like, "Oh, let's use my Illusion Rune." Bam.
Happens to me all the time. Oh,
he's human, guys.
He's human.
It's okay.
Well, Moo and the rest of their team is also human.
I'm sure there's gonna be lots of like Brax noob comments now from people who are completely serious, which makes me really hate people. But oh well.
It's okay. It's okay.
Can play perfectly and then make one tiny mistake and you're bad, right? That's how it works.
Well, I'm just looking at Tongfu right now, and I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they could be doing is a better saying. As Hao's getting some very, very dangerous farm. And I call it dangerous because there's a Blink Magnus. There is a Nyx Assassin on the map. He needs to get out. Oh, misery. Force staff? Force staff.
He's like, haha, Mana Drain.
Alright, fine.
And then he pops Tranquil Boots.
And he gains everything
pops
back.
Essence Aura, and it's going to be full HP. Who's
He's got BKB. That's Jaro. Like, there's no way. We disrupt him again. There you go.
Aha.
Yeah, get off the map.
Good luck ever being in this universe.
That Torrent.
That was actually pretty good damage with the Soul Catcher. Look, it's his illusions actually. Look at these illusions.
Well, it does actually make SD's illusion do more as well.
Yeah, the Butterfly does. Yeah. By a small amount, but like 10 damage or something. It's like, what, 24 per... Actually, it's like 60%. It's quite a bit. He's sitting at 50%, so it's an extra 15 damage for the illusions as well. For each one.
Actually, there is a BKB picked up on King J. I think maybe he could get to run in. If he doesn't get RP, he could actually... there's a Kunga BKB as well. Like, this could be pretty big. And in fact, LGD haven't seen these BKBs.
Will they go right in? Pycat's going to get initiated. Oh, the banish! Worst possible time. Big miscommunication there, and that's what they needed to start off. But Pycat going to start things off. RP comes through. 2 supporters. Actually, that's going to be Kunkka as well. Moo might even die before he gets the boat off, and that's the case. Didn't get to pop his BKB. LGD running for their lives. Most of them surviving, and the mech is popped. Keeps them up. Misery looks for a stun, doesn't land it. Hao's trying to finish anybody that he can, but they're going to run out of there. And Nyx Assassin does end up going down.
Yeah, meanwhile, though, we do see 47 dropping and
oh, wow.
Does get a solo kill. Shansheng got to hit that LSA. He misses, and Shansheng's going to be dead. Buyback coming out from Hao. Disrupt, no disrupt. Oh, it was a game of disrupts, and they did not hit them. Another buyback coming out from Delina.
Trying to kill all the bats for the free gold, but nothing just yet. There's the Soul Assumption again. Hao's so low, he's going to have to go back to the fountain. There's no way he can afford to stay here. Unless he pops Tranquil and gets lucky. Bat does get killed there, some more gold feeding. But the tower's gone.
I mean, let's count the number of buyback here. LGD did not get the racks, but they got a 2-man RP on the SC and Kunga. Started out the team fight. OD bought back. We have BKB charges basically popped on everybody that had it, and also the Lina bought back. So that's a lot of gold that's not going to the next set of items, and that's going to make the next team fight a lot easier coming out from Pycat. In fact, they're just balling up, or they're salving up. Are they thinking about Roche? Yes, they are.
And Brax is able to stack the Ancients one more time.
JK, so. Roche is not back.
Well, that's cool. Let's do the off-Roche thing. You know, the triple Ancient Granite Golems.
That's like Roche.
That's enough mass to create a new Roshan, I think. You could just take all of them and squeeze them together, get like a really strong hero who's got the biggest strength gain.
I guess so.
Like, Doom, I believe, I think is #1, if I'm not mistaken.
It used to be, it was a Centaur? It used to be Centaur. No.
It's no longer, it might be Centaur now, because they did change him.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Who knows?
Just get a really strong hero, and then just like squeeze all the golems together, and you have a new Roshan.
Okay.
Give him an Aegis too, I guess.
Oh.
G's item progression is looking okay finally. He has a BKB, he's got a point booster. I like the cloak pickup as well. He grabbed this just so that in case he ever did get initiated on before he finished the BKB, he would still be pretty resistant.
Yeah, he got the cloak a little bit earlier when the game was a little bit tougher, but now G 5-man smoke. If they get a pick off right now, it's going to be 2 lanes of racks. But Tongfu says, we're also smoking.
The defensive hide somewhere on the map smoke out of
No,
Tongfu.
they're going to try to push that equilibrium, and hopefully one person comes to defend, such that, you know.
Oh, wow.
What happened?
G kills the sentry. He didn't really need to do that. There was basically a random sentry in the lane. G walked over it, killed it.
Ooh, and here comes
But
the
he didn't
TP.
have
That's
to.
the bait they're looking for, right?
There it is. Centaur's #1. Oh, they buffed Treant to be #2 now. It was Doom about like a year and a half ago. That was the last time I heard that trivia come up, but it's now Centaur easily.
Picats, they know that he's here.
Do they?
I mean, they should.
He doesn't even care, man. He's got an 8-second BKB. He
Oh.
might just start this fight. There's the call down. It's going to start things off. San Cheng's going to easily get out. Look at the TPs. Can they catch anybody?
Oh, Lina went back. They all went back.
Their strat worked, man. The
Well, I
5-man
mean-
smoke into unknown territory, steal a tower, and then get the hell out.
Yeah, but how much gold did they make from that? That was 5 TPs. You
Well,
make 264 per
Basically,
tower.
they made 1 TP worth of gold,
Yeah.
which is going to refill their spot in their inventory.
which they didn't make any gold, I guess. They did force out a couple of TPs from LG as well. That's a fair point to say.
And they used Pycat's cooldown, which is on cooldown for another 16 seconds. So
Damn.
I mean,
Tongfu's holding on, and Tongfu, if they get enough items, these BKB pickup, honestly, they're absolutely huge. And if like Mu picks up like Crystallis, you don't know how the next team fight's gonna go. The Wombo combo is strong, but again, the one thing I've noticed that the coordination just have not been there. Like for example, when there was the X on the bot defense and there was an Astral follow through, those are the small things that you could kind of notice about the team. That maybe not gelling together at this kind of grand stage. Roshan is gonna get taken for free, and there's nothing that Tongfu could do about it.
This is a Centaur from Pycat, actually. He's going to take the Ancients once more. See what item he goes for next. Probably an MKB. I guess he doesn't really have to worry about evasion. There aren't any typical evasion heroes on the raiding team, unless Kunkka happens to pick up a halberd, which surely not going to happen. So,
I mean, I guess a common follow-up from this kind of start is also just finish your Satanic. It just give you a ton of HP.
that's a really good point.
And then sometimes there's so much AoE Wombo combo from Tongfu that if you survive it with like 100 HP, then you just go back to full basically. So it's I assume that's what he's gonna pick up. Or now with the Aegis on top, he could, you know, do whatever the hell he wants.
So King J on the top lane still farming. 1,800 gold for him.
I
Not
wonder
sure
if
what
it's
he's gonna pick up, but
waiting for a blink or something.
I don't think it's a bad idea, especially with BKB.
Like if he blink BKB, sets up a Torrent Bolt, like that could be
Yeah,
the team
that's
fight.
a really good point. That could be the Wombo combo of the century, especially if this far behind.
The thing is, like, it depends on how good the vacuum and bolt hit together, because you can actually pop BKB if they're fast enough. So the only people they're actually killing is like a Nyx assassin, maybe. Like he could pop Spike Carapace as well. I'm not really sure how actually effective it is, aside from being good on paper.
Well, Lina goes back to the base to heal up. They are getting ready to defend. G and the rest of LGD are pushing forward. Misery only has a bit of HP, but he doesn't really care. He's just looking to set up some stuns here. The creep wave will die very shortly. And Brax does not have a refresher, about 800 gold away from it, 1,000 gold.
There is Glyph available in just a couple of seconds, so Tongfu's got to make a very critical defend on this particular Brax. Misery's going to walk right in. Where the hell's Ascension Ward? How in huge trouble? How's going to get bursted? RP not going to get dropped just yet. The bolt's going to come to the vacuum wall on top of everything, but BKB gets popped out, and nobody takes any damage. Tongfu just melts the AoE of LG International. They're walking back with their BKB turned on. That's not a good sign. And that was their biggest combo, and they didn't even scratch LGD. GG gets called out.
So bad for a second there when they all lifted in the air, but then they hit the ground.
And the
Three
BKB came.
BKBs.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the spiked carapace as well probably block the boat, stuff like that.
I don't think you can actually initiate with Torrent Bolt. You have to go boat and then vacuum. Like that's how to do it. And then maybe a Torrent to follow through. Like
Yeah. Really good coordination from Tongfu right at the end of the game, but that was 10, 15 minutes too late. They needed to do that when they were starting to snowball, honestly. Like when they started winning team fights against LGD, they needed to have those combos come through and set that up. But they couldn't do it in time.
it's that two team fights where Brax just went Superman mode. I mean,
you mean the whole game?
that whole, yeah, sure.
I mean, he didn't die. I mean, sure, one of those when he should have died was a disruption from his enemies. But 7-0 and 13.
Come on.
With the exception of the BKB
Dude, pop the BKB.
Perfect, yeah, not perfect game. His perfect game
What a
is
scrub.
forever ruined.
What a scrub.
Rex is just not good enough, unfortunately. So that's too bad. What an awesome game, though. LGD.int takes it 2-0 versus Tongfu.
Both these teams 4-6 now.
Yeah, they're tied up. Let's send it over to the analysts.
Man, two paths diverge. Tongfu going straight down today. They start 4-2, now they're 4-6. LGD.int, what were they? 1 and no, they one.
I don't remember the record.
They started real bad today.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're right back in it, 4 and 6.
Brax definitely pulled them through. They were having a rough start with G constantly dying in the middle. Granted, they did devote 2 heroes as well as like a Lina rotation, but Razor definitely needs items, and he got picked off a lot. There was an Astral setup, there was Shadow Demon Disrupt setup, there was an X Marks, and it was looking pretty bad for them, but given Tongfu's lineup and OD's position in the safe lane against the triple lane getting destroyed, they didn't really have any counter BKB. Usually you can get like OD farmed up and just initiate with the sheep and then crush someone, and then you can just win the fight from there, or just a big Sanity's Clips, or like a Kunkka that's really farmed too. But since he was like forced to go into this like 2-2-2 build, he wasn't forced to, but he went into this build and got a lot of kills, but not that much farm because they wanted OD to get farm, and OD didn't actually get any farm. They didn't really have any solutions for BKB. Once they started winning team fights without BKB, you knew it was going to be bad for Tongfu once they actually did get their BKBs. But Brax like pulled them through. He pushed them through that stage where Razor was like had treads and like really needed to get BKB. And once they got BKBs, it was just a matter of hitting good RPs, which Brax definitely hit.
Man, he hit a lot of good RPs.
Yeah, they were really good.
Forget your A God.
And skewers too. He did a lot even without RP.
Forget your A God.
That was ridiculous.
The B God. The new B God. No, maybe a little early for that. But I think, you know, if Brax continues to play this well, LGD could
top 4?
Make a bit of a run. I don't know about top 4, but at least have a lot of confidence going into the main event. So speaking of that main event, it is drawing closer. I mean, this is where it comes down to crunch time for a lot of these teams, and we should keep a close eye on our groups. We got some new results, Kawa. Anything particularly interesting here? I think the Alliance Liquid series, a lot of people are looking forward to. Let me just tell you, you don't need to watch Game 1 of that series.
Oh, God.
Who did DK just lose to?
There's a lot of broken bones. There's a lot of bleeding.
Game 2 is very interesting. Spearbreaker gets brought out.
The Spearbreaker is okay, but TC, I'm playing Shadow Fiend mid. I think they may have found a solution to laning against Timbersaw, because he was completely out CSing and out farming that Timbersaw.
That's a good point. I mean, if you think about good ways to beat Timbersaw, you either have to do big right clicks. I mean, Timbersaw's only way to CS is right clicking, which is mediocre, strongish, but not that great. And then you've got spin. So he can either spin for AoE and have a mediocre right click. Think what Shadow Fiend does. Shadow Fiend has really good AoE and really good right click. So
and he's range.
Yeah, and he's range. So as long as you get the first few CS, most Timbersaws right now don't even go Timber Chain. So there's like no way that Shadow Fiend can die pre-6 unless you gank. So sounds pretty good.
They might still lose though, but because they gave Alliance Wisp and they let load a free farm on Alchemist.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's a recipe for
despite how good that sounds.
Wait, TL gave away a Wisp?
They first pick Wisp. Alliance absolutely. I mean, I don't want to say embarrasses, but basically they just got crushed. IX Mike was like 1 and 11 on the Wisp. It was like that Zenith game earlier where they gave away Wisp and then just destroyed it. So didn't work for them, but now Alliance have taken the Wisp, and if they win, then it's like we can beat your Wisp, we can beat you with Wisp, we can run our 4 Protect 1, we can run our Tricore, we can skip the Bulldog Heroes, we can take the Bulldog Heroes. No matter what you do, we're going to beat you.
Alliance also
that's
has
not a good feeling.
They also have a Bat Rider, so that's what I'm most scared about.
Wait, they gave away Bat and Wisp?
Bat and Wisp and Alchemist, which a lot of the Chinese teams have been first round banned.
Bat,
All
Wisp,
3 of those.
and Alchemist?
Yeah, I don't
What
know.
do
Oh yeah, they
in
gave away the
return?
Bat, but it's not a Bulldog on Druid.
They got the Space Cow.
Yeah, they got Space Cow.
They
and
got a
Nature's
Shadow
Prophet.
Fiend and a Venge.
All right, the only 2 heroes on their team that look like early picks are Nyx Assassin, maybe, and a Nature's Prophet. The rest of them are very situational. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on
Giving
there.
away
But
Bat, Wisp, and Alchemist, that takes some
But
real
I
balls.
think you have to do some. Do you remember that game where IG got like every top tier hero
Yeah.
and got too greedy, and then Zenith just punished them?
Yeah.
I think that type of weird thing is what you want to do against Alliance. Like, I don't know if this is the right weird thing, but trying different weird things, like you throw enough shit at the wall and something's gonna stick. I think that's what you do against the Alliance. I don't know if this is the
They've
right
seen
weird
everything
thing, though.
else.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to the who's
Back to
what-
the groups?
Yeah, DK lost. I think they only had 2 losses before. Now they have 4.
They lost against Navi, which...
Okay, well that's fair.
Who
enough.
are they playing next?
They're playing against Fnatic.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
as it's
a
looking
really
right now,
important
DK
match.
might not even come in the top 4. It is a possibility.
Or they could 2-0 Fnatic, and then they're 8 and 4. And who knows? Dignitas could 2-0 Navi. Then they're on top of the group if those 2 things happen.
Yeah, they're just.
Oh god.
I mean, everyone has their 10 games up.
Dota hard.
MUFC completely out of the question. Mouse Sports too.
All 4 of these teams can still actually win the group. I
Yeah.
think that's the thing to say. As unlikely as it might sound, it is still technically possible.
And we saw a pretty good race in Group B too. LGD.int, I did not see them 2-0ing Tongfu. I can definitely see a 1-1, but
I mean, if you look at the records, LGD could sneak into the top 4.
right. And I
Who do they have to play?
kind of had it out of the question.
Who do they
out of the running?
Lumi, who does LGD have to play?
LGD International. Let's see. Tomorrow they're playing VP, which is
Though they should have one more match today.
yeah. I'm trying to find out where they are.
Liquid?
Liquid.
Oh, so that
I
one
could-
would be a really.
I
That's-
could see them beating Liquid.
That's a really important match.
Because see,
for them.
didn't you say that Liquid's mostly been winning with Wisp? They've been running some
And
Ursa and some
Ursas.
Wisp. A lot of Ursa
Actually,
and Wisp.
these two teams, LG International and Team Liquid, they trade info all the time. Like they talk to each other about strategies. So that could be a very interesting.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where you're
Roger
friendly,
match,
you want to
yeah.
trade info with each other, then you find out you're in the same group. You're probably like, all right, we're not going to tell you anything else, but you've already shared so much. How much is left unspoken?
So if they, let's say if LGD and 2L's Liquid, and then they're 6 and 6, and then they 2L VP. Holy shit, what's going on?
oh,
Go back to the good stuff.
yeah, show us the groups.
Okay. So if it goes 6 and 6,
Stop trying to produce the show, Jarrett. That's Lumi's job.
so yeah, that's my. if they basically 4-0, they get 8 and 6, and then TL drops a couple games, IG drops a couple games. They're back in top 4. Like they're making a deep run right now.
Coming
Impressive.
deep.
Group B's really
Yeah.
contested.
You
I
know,
don't how
it's
gonna go.
where Liquid could actually just fall entirely out of the running for the top 4 if they have, because it's very not when they give away all those heroes to Alliance. Who knows how the game's going now? But could see them losing that game. All of a sudden, you're 5 and 5. You get 2-0'd by LGD. You're 5 and 7, and you might not even finish top 4.
Yeah. I mean, actually, is anybody aside from Alliance like locked on anything? No, right?
And
Alliance is mathematically locked for top 4. There's no questions about that.
Maybe Navi Fnatic, but I would say Navi based on how good they are, and Alliance obviously.
Alliance is
Like Navi's not locked on number 1. That's
yeah,
what
but
I mean.
I'm expecting them to win at least 2 games, which I'm sure.
Alliance
locks
is 1 win away from being pretty much locked.
Yeah.
Because if they're 10-0, even if they did,
And the game
No, in fact,
rides
the-
on their Wisp
Yeah.
bat rider.
if they win this one game, they're guaranteed top 4. Actually,
Yeah, and they're
because then they'll
winning
be 10-0. The worst thing goes 10-4, and Liquid's already got 5 losses. So yeah, Alliance, if they win that one more game, they're guaranteed top 4. Not that Group A though. You could, in theory, if Navi loses a bunch of games, they could finish 8 and 6.
Liquid is not a 5 losses, by the way. Game is not over.
No, I'm just saying if they do. I said
Okay.
if they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the game's over.
Calm down. Calm down.
13
Kevin,
it's-
Team
it's-
Liquid, Godek.
It would
So
be,
up next-
it would be just Liquid actually, but
Up next is Navi versus Dignitas. Any initial thoughts about the game besides it being really, really important because each of them are sitting pretty high on top of Group A.
We didn't watch much Navi today, but
Yeah.
I
We
would.
saw them yesterday. We saw them get crushed.
I
by
think we
Fnatic.
did see that there are some limits to Dignitas where if the drafting is just right for them, then they can roll. But the supports get shut down
I mean,
early.
isn't CK Wisp a really good draft for them?
Well, they got like tricked into that almost. Like Zenith had a plan. It's you can beat the Wisp. I mean, that's what Alliance.
All right, TL just got
sure.
raxed. 5-5.
5-5.
Yep.
Things are getting interesting.
So-
Alchemist has a lot of fun.
So yeah, Navi versus Dignitas though. That's another subject. for
There's
later.
only one team that brought out any real strat just yet, and to me it's Team Liquid, which is trying a Spirit Breaker, which they have been
That's not a
practicing.
strat. They've been running that hero for weeks.
When have you seen it in official? I haven't seen
Liquid's
it.
played it.
a lot of officials.
Really?
A
Yeah.
lot. Like 4, dude.
It's also
Kaipi,
just one hero, not a strat.
Kaipi, at least
The Spirit
30%
Breaker
of their
strategy.
matches had come with me playing
Okay.
Spirit.
Only
Take
Bruno
back
would
what I
call
said.
picking Spirit Breaker a strat.
It's a strat.
It is a strat.
It is
I
really a
agree.
strat. Like
It's not a strat.
there's so much
It's a
pressure you
pick.
put
It's a
on the
strat.
mid lane. But anyways,
Life
I
Stealer.
I fully expect AI or the entire team bring something out because I don't think they're taking too with their standard gameplay.
Do not forget though that Dignitas beat Navi at DreamHack Summer on LAN in a pretty important elimination match. So
this is true.
they have beat Navi before. They should feel confident coming into this match. Sure, Navi's playing really well. Sure, it's a big match, but they've done it before. They can do it again. I think I think Navi looks better though. I will say that.
Yeah.
Okay, well we'll preview the match in more detail, but we'll take a quick break here,
Can I
guys.
say just one thing quick?
Purge us someone
Kawa,
said.
I need the camera.
Give him the camera.
Somebody in chat asked where you can get my t-shirts. Team Liquid. store. You can also buy the BTS shirts there, so you should buy one of each. TeamLiquid.net, thank you.
Maybe there will be a Purge Gamer shirt someday.
I mean, maybe in like a week or something.
Where's
I
your
don't know.
Elgato
We'll
plug?
see.
Maybe. Elgato?
Yeah, talk about Elgato.
Dude, I plugged the shit out of her. I'm like, Zenith has this courier. They're going to win. Then they lost. But at least they look good losing. That's what matters, right?
Yes.
If they were wearing these BTS shirts that I'm not wearing, they would have won.
Where's my BTS shirt, by the way?
You don't
We're
have
still
one
waiting.
yet?
I don't have a BTS shirt. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Hotbid, get your act together, please. You were supposed to send those to us a while ago. It's not like your team is at the International 3 or anything, competing for $2.8 million.
Look, their team is about to go 5-5.
No excuses.
Yeah.
No excuses for Team Liquid, the team. No excuses for Hotbid. This is the No Mercy studio. All right, we'll take a quick break. No mercy for Navi or Dignitas. Somebody is going to be in trouble in Group A after this series. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.